Yo, bless, bless, bless. It's the Down to Earth podcast, Wu-Tang special edition, hip hop edition. We talking about the Wu-Tang Clan. Yo, tell the
Yeah, man.
people like a little bit what you know, Rastafari Samurai, about the Wu-Tang.
The Wu-Tang Clan consists of 9 members, man. 9 members of the Wu-Tang Clan. One of the greatest groups of the hip hop culture. You get what I'm saying? Straight up.
Oh, and they came out like 1992. They're from Staten Island, New York. You know what I mean? Like 93 is the official release on Loud Records. That was what Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, right?
Yeah, but before that, they had to go through hell before they got to that point. You get what I mean?
Um, yo, what about the influence of the Wu Tang? Like, what was the influence when they came out that time compared to all the other groups? Because they're coming out like a army.
They had, but it didn't work for Rizzo as Prince Rakim. You know what I mean? Rakim at the time. You know what I mean? He got that record deal and everything like that, but it didn't work out. So he realized, say, when he was working with his brothers there, his Wu brothers, that yo, he needs them because all of them have a different style that could contribute, like an orchestra with their voices. You get what I mean? So to form like Voltron, they had to make it, and what they did it by doing that. You get what I'm saying?
And by mixing martial arts, wasn't that a good thing? Like, there's their own language, their own theme, you know? It's like a culture they brought to their own, like, crew
Yep,
to kind of, have discipline.
that's right. Yeah, because yo, the Wu Tang, it's all about discipline. Because that, you know what I mean? He, on the real, at first, all of them had their doubts. You get what I mean? But he made his promises, Rizzo. He said, yo, stick with me and all of that, things will go through. You know, I promise you. You get what I mean? Rizzo fulfilled his promise.
So you mentioned that ODB, like before, like he's one of your favorites. Why is he one of your favorites?
Because of his style, man. His style, it can't be matched up to this day. Up to this day, that I there's nobody you could tell me that you can match up ODD's style. You get what I mean? There's no one. He's original. Sorry, all hands down.
Like I was saying this before, like who's the most popular Wu Tang member you'd say? Like if you had to go like in a number one to like,
What I have to
five.
say, Method Man, Method Man, ODB, Raekwon, Ghostface. You know what I mean? And then after you could go down the rest.
And your main album we would say the first album, right?
36 Chambers.
What's your favorite track on 36 Chambers? What's a couple of them? I had a couple.
Man, well,
Protect Your Neck's one of mine.
check the deck, of course. Man, it's just like can't think of it at the top.
And they have the shadow boxing,
So
isn't it
there's
the artifact?
Cream. I know that there's Cream. I like Cream.
Cream, Cream. It's been a while, yeah. I think it's the anniversary, just a couple years, what, recently, not too long ago, they had an anniversary for the album, right?
Yeah, definitely, man, for sure.
So,
Wu,
like,
the Wu Tang now is like known all over the world. The W is all over around the world.
yeah, because I see it in like stores where you don't expect it. You go to the mall, you see that W in like some,
Everywhere.
the W's are everywhere. So, when is like, when do you think was the most strongest time as a group? Because they've been out since 1992. Like, but officially 93 they released their first album.
I would say from the last time when they had ODD.
Mm.
After that, don't get me wrong, still was strong, but not as strong.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
What what about the was that the one with the ice cream track? Which album was that? Was that the W? No, that's Forever. The album, the Wu Tang album, would have been, yeah, Forever. 1997,
Yeah.
97. It's forever. You know the one where they have the main video, the one where
Yeah.
they're on the building and everything. Triumph. Is it that album you're talking about? Must be Triumph. And after then, like, what happened after that? They took a break and then they came back with a couple other albums and stuff like that. Like, I like a lot of the solo albums. You have like Ghost, and you got Ray with Cuban Links. With the lesser known members like You God and Inspector Deck and Master Killer. They're good MCs, but I don't really remember any of their projects. You remember any of their projects?
Not too much. You know what
See?
I mean? Like more, they're like more underground albums than compared to more
Mm,
commercial.
mm.
You know what I mean?
So, like, what do you think about the mixture of martial arts within the Wu-Tang
Hype,
clans?
hype. At the time, hype because like RZA was messing around with a lot of sampling, and he was wondering how to make a different sound and make their own gimmick all in one. You know what I mean? Genius, I have to say, total genius. You know what I mean? RZA like sort of reminds me of myself. You get what I mean? He's the
Mm,
greatest inspire for me because he
mm.
almost put his hand on everything what he could do.
It's
Acting,
true.
merch, whatever, rapping, making the beats,
And
producer.
didn't the Wu-Tang influence a whole generation, or like even a whole like East, not just the East,
Oh
the
man,
West Coast?
they influenced a whole generation of rap, hip hop,
Yep,
what you want to call it.
yep,
A lot of
yep.
peeps, man, straight. Dare to
They,
say it or not. You know what I
and
mean?
for a group, a real group, I know they had their issues and everything, but a real group always shows unity because they're on a tour recently with Nas.
Yeah, man.
They just wrapped it up, I think.
Yeah.
They just wrapped it up. Like, just to see that, that's to show you that the Wu-Tang is a real, more than a group. It's like a brotherhood. Like, you watch the series on TV,
The
Netflix.
Wu
Like,
Tang saga, the American saga. Yeah, man.
what did you learn from that?
Well, besides
Watching that.
well, I know that there's the documentary, right? But this is like a no, like a more entertaining way to like show their livelihood of the beginning of the Wu Tang.
Mm,
Get what I mean?
yeah.
It 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 was very inspirational and a very informational. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
showing a lot to do with their lives. You know what I mean? And
But
how
like it.
the heartaches of how in the beginning struggles of the Wu
Mm.
Tang.
Yeah, like you it was talking about, like you found out that Ray and Ghost
Raekwon
were
and Ghostface
beefing.
were war and beefing for like yo, they were shooting it out at each other's families, yo. Straight.
You see
And like I
that?
was saying to you before, if them two mans them could get together and do it and make more than one album, more than one Wu album, besides more than one Wu album, a
Mm.
group album together, all right? And they used to war at with each other. That should tell you a lot for the School Face Capital here. Like you guys
Mm.
should be putting it together, man. Because if mans them like that could get together and they used to shoot at one another, right? What that should that tell you? You know what I mean? It's nonsense what we are going in our own hometown. All right? Straight.
Yeah, so like as time went by, they've been getting more successful. They sold their own merchandise. Wu
Yeah,
Wear
Wu
became
Wear
big.
and all of that.
They even
Video
had
games, Def
video
Jam,
games,
whatever, you know what I
a
mean?
whole
Yeah,
bunch
like,
of things.
but the thing is, RZA said all of this before it all happened and before it came to light. You get what I'm saying? You get what I mean? Straight up. Like, RZA's, he's the man. You know what I mean?
So
He deserves his flowers, man.
but besides RZA, Method Man was one of the main, you know,
Method Man
guys.
is like what I would have to say like the post boy. You know what I mean? He's like the forefront. You know what I mean? You need somebody at the forefront, of course. You know what I mean? Straight, but
Mm.
he still wasn't one of my favorites. I have to
But
admit
like
that.
in terms of like success, who would be
Method Man, of course.
Method Man? Okay. So
Method
like
Man for sure.
when I'm looking them up and watching the documentary, most of them grew up with each other. They actually grew up with each other from they were like young. They knew each
Yeah.
other around the block. That's what makes it more authentic, the group. You get what I mean? Like, did you know that a lot of them know each other? They went to school with each other.
In fact, Ghostface is very close with RZA because isn't he like brother-in-law almost?
Probably there's probably history there. I don't even
Yeah,
know that. I don't
like
even know
because
that.
I could have sworn he knocked up his sis.
Maybe that's probably why you watch that in the Netflix series. It's possible. A lot of these guys are like just like family and stuff like that. Like the Wu Tang is more than just a normal hip hop group. They actually made their own culture. You know what I mean? Like there's people
Down
who
to his
probably
brother.
just listen
RZA's
to them.
brother was involved. He was like the manager, one of the managers.
What's his name? I forgot his name, man.
Then after you have the next man, who's like he was involved with the Wu Wear. He was like the guy
mm.
who was putting money in.
I know there's
Backing of it.
I know there's mathematic.
Mathematics is the I think he's the guy who made the W, the W symbol.
Yeah, and after then, oh, Power. Power is the brother, I think. The brother to RZA. Power. His name is Power.
Yeah, Power.
Yeah, yeah. He had a lot of brains. See, a lot of people don't know. There's a lot of people behind the scenes who's not the artist
Those are the guys
necessarily.
who are not rapping. You get what I mean? Those are the
behind the
ones who are
scenes.
not rapping. They're the ones who are behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's guys behind the scenes. That's why when you look at Wu, it's more than the artist. It's like a family going on and stuff.
Yeah,
So like later on, even other people like associates or affiliates, like they had what's his name again? Shaheem. Remember Shaheem?
Shaheem. Yeah.
Shaheem had a couple music, a couple tracks with a couple Wu members too. You remember him, Shaheem?
Shaheem, man. He was a little kid, man. This guy came out with a ill fucking single when he was young, yo.
Mm-hmm.
You mean? Be honest with you, like, I'm just gonna be real with you. Like, yeah, he's an older man now, but I'm gonna tell you this. From what I observed, I'm gonna tell you. It might sound fuck up what I'm gonna say, but I think he went more harder when he was a kid.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
But he
was. You know what I mean?
He's been through rehab, I think. He
like,
took a lot
I'm
of.
sorry. When he was a kid, he was like I said, yo, this was fucking dope for hip hop. I went, yo, this is fucking dope. Okay?
Yeah.
Like you don't see a little kid going hardcore like that. The only one I ever seen at that time, besides him, there was this group called the Youngsters.
Yeah, I remember them.
And there was this other group called Illegal.
Yeah.
And there was this other group called Crisscross.
Yeah.
All right. So out of all of them, seeing Shaheem right there, he was affiliated. He was no group. You know what I mean? I said, yo, this little kid held it down. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, when I seen Illegal, I went, yo, these guys are fucking dope too because they fucking diss Crisscross. I said, yo, you little rejects. I went, yo, man, no disrespect. I went, pure disrespect. I was like, when little kids could do that, I was like, yo, that's some different shit.
But for Shaheem to be on tracks with the Wu-Tang, that means he was that good then.
Of course.
He was that good.
Of course, man.
And now, like, the Wu, what would you say was one of your favorite albums? You mentioned the first album, Into the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers.
The Triumph, man. The double CD.
Triumph? The double CD.
That's the Forever. Wu-Tang Forever.
Oh, you like the second album?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. Second album, Triumph. They have a lot of albums, man. You'd be surprised. Like, some people forgot. There's a W2000. There's the Iron Flag 2001. Diagram 2007. A Better Tomorrow 2014. Yo, man, it keeps going. Once Upon a Time 2015. I mean, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. I never even heard that album. Sorry, I'm guilty. I didn't hear that album. Once a Time in Shaolin. Do you hear that album?
Sounds familiar.
Once a time. See, that shows you. Once upon a time in Shaolin, 2015. That's one of the most recent ones, right? Better Tomorrow was before that, 2014, and after then, Iron Flag was. They have them spread out, man. Like every 5 years or so, they have them
That's
spread
good
out.
though.
Yeah, they have a good amount of albums, right? Are they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I don't even know. I should
Not sure,
look
you
that
know.
up. Okay, so 1992, 96 enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers solo albums. Let's see. Yeah, man, these guys are legendary, man. Like they follow principles. They follow a lot of like different types of principles associated with martial arts. Associated with martial arts. And yo, tell the people how they would use the samples. That's what Rizzo was famous for, using samples. He would cut like even the movie
Like
audio
like
samples.
audio samples, like saying some of even their philosophies, what they're saying, shit. Besides, like the fight is happening, you know what I mean? Like whatever they're saying, some certain Chinese or philosophy or something, you know,
That's
like
what
switch
draw
the beat.
me. That's what brought me to the attention of the Wu Tang, because they had some type of, it was just different. And I think the symbol itself it's supposed to be a sword, eh? It's supposed to be a sword. That Wu Tang, that W, that's supposed to be a sword. Do you know that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, because like they were into watching heavy martial arts movies back then when they're coming out. When they're coming out, even before that, that's what they mentioned. That was their influence, right? So how important do you think, for example, that is for artists to have some type of identity? Because the Wu-Tang done it. They always had that W wherever they went, wherever they go. They make their own merch. You get what I mean? Like they're ahead of their time, I think.
Of course, they're ahead of their time, all the time,
And they
always ahead of their time.
and they're associated with the 5%ers. That's another
That's why
thing.
they're ahead of their time. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
the 5%ers.
That's why they're ahead of their time, man. They're,
Like if anybody knows about what a 5%er is, it's basically a group what was created like I think in the 60s, about in the 60s, like the
yeah.
black power era, civil rights era. It's basically the nation of gods, believing in the black man is God. That's why they call each other God.
Well, I would have to say RZA got influenced by Rakim at one of the at a place. So one of these places he was doing I guess he was sharing a concert with him, right?
Mm,
And he was saying yo God and all of that, and he was like saying he was kind of getting interested from them times. You get what I
mm.
mean? The first
So he
time
got
he acknowledged it. That's what I'm trying to say. And
uh
then after his cousin there, his next cousin, what was it? Was his next cousin there?
power? No, not power. That was the
No.
brother. Are you talking about RZA's cousin?
Yeah,
Who is he in the group?
yeah. I know only ODB. What is it? Not Inspector Deck. Is it the genius?
Um,
Is it the
Jizza?
genius?
Jizza is one of the first
Is it
people. Yeah,
Jizza? I think it's Jizza.
yeah,
Yeah, Jizza.
Jizza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jizza. Yeah,
Mm.
he influenced him a lot more because he was already in it. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
And then after he got more acknowledgement with it with Rakim. You get what I mean? Because Rakim was like, he's like, yo, God, and all of that and everything is like, what the.
yeah. A
Because
5%.
before he wasn't conscious like that, Rizza at first. You know what
Mm.
I mean? Wasn't down
That's
like that.
because they're big in New York. They're big in New York them times and stuff. That's when the music was more. They were coming right out of the 80s into the 90s when the conscious stuff was still strong.
But
And after,
the thing is, the RZA though, I have to admit, he's always been futuristic.
Bobby Digital.
Yeah, man.
That
Because
I
the
like
first
that album is ill
first
still.
Wu Tang album, man, has been made off of the ASR. We have it in
Mm.
the basement here, man. The ASR.
See, that's one thing what separates the Wu-Tang from other artists, if you want to call it in hip hop. Their production. Besides their lyrics, it's the production what people look for. Who's producing for them? And RZA's one of the main man. You know what I
Damn
mean?
right, yo. Can't beat the Riz.
But Method Man's first album, you listen to that? You remember his
Yeah.
first album? Tikal?
In fact, I have it. I
The
have it on
Tikal album.
CD.
Mhm.
I have it on CD, yo.
So like
I have the album.
that album, out of all the solo Wu-Tang albums, which one is the best?
That's a good question.
Out of
That's
all
a
the solo
real
Wu-Tang
Ross good
Wu-Tang
question.
albums, which one is the best? Are them
That,
okay?
that I would have to like take
Mhm.
the whole weekend to go through them.
To go through
Okay.
them.
Yeah, but I can't tell you that, no. We can't tell you that, no. No, man.
Yeah.
It'd be ridiculous to tell you that. No.
Okay. What's the best collaboration with a Wu-Tang Clan artist and somebody who's not from the Wu-Tang Clan? You heard of
Well, that's only obvious. That's Redman.
Redman.
Damn
And
right, guy.
wasn't Tupac on the track with Redman and Method Man?
Redman and Method Man on the All Eyes on Me
On Me.
album.
Album. Yeah.
My mind made up.
Mm.
Yeah.
And there's a Mary J. Blige, Method Man.
Yep.
That was a hit.
Mary J.
That was a
Blige,
hit.
Method Man. All I Need.
All I Need. That's a big one. And after then,
And they're on Power together. Power
and they're on
Book
top
2.
together. In the
Power
future,
Book
2000,
2.
in the recent
50 Cent,
times.
produced.
See that? See that? So Method Man's an actor now, doing a lot of acting.
And he won an award for that, for the Power Book
Big.
2 for acting.
That's big. That's big.
Okay.
See, Method Man, from where he came from till now. Like, and another one of my favorite is Ray. Like I said, Ray and Ghost. Like
Yep.
they're like legends in the game, like the whole group, but they're real big legends themselves by solo album. Like, what do you like about Ghostface?
Ghostface, he has a swagger. That's what I like about Ghost. Ghostface, he has a swagger. Like, on the real, like, you see now, with Raekwon and Ghost, that's why they could make Cuban links. You understand what I'm saying? See, a
Yeah.
lot of rappers or hip hoppers, either way, right, could learn a lot from these two. You know why I'm saying this? Because both of them have a unique style.
Yeah.
Okay, a unique style. One has a swagger style, and one has like a grimy style. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And when you put them together, oh shit, oh Lord of mercy. You get what I'm saying? You got Cuban links. You get what I'm saying? Straight
Yo,
up. They have their own individual albums too.
and they're hype themselves.
Hell yeah, man.
Yo, wait, didn't the Wu-Tang do something with Duck Down too?
Guy,
Didn't
they're
Duck Down do
always
something with them?
messing around with them, man. You
There
know
was
what
a-
I mean?
There was a
Well,
mix.
because maybe they shared the same studios. Yo,
Probably.
just on the real. You know how much people gone through D&D studios, guy?
Yeah, a lot of people. It's true.
And they're not even a part of the boot camp or whatever. They just come through D&D. D&D
Yeah.
studios is like the place to be.
Yeah,
That's one
They got-
place I would love to go and see if I ever go
I
go
think
to
they got
New
rid of
York,
it.
you know?
I think they might have got rid of it. D&D Studios, or someone bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that. Someone like they got rid of it, or somebody bought it and stuff like that. But like the RZA, there's other producers for the Wu-Tang too, like Mathematics. He's a producer. He done a lot of stuff. If you know about him, he's like in back. He was like he helped RZA. That man helped RZA. If you know about
Yeah.
Mathematics, like RZA does movies now. RZA
Hell yeah, man.
produces movies, soundtracks, and stuff like that. Like I don't know, like he's like the top dog though. But like, where do you think it went? Like kind of sour with the Wu-Tang. You know, like we heard about the money issues some of them had with like between each other, like especially ODB.
Well, ODB. I remember seeing a clip that felt like he wasn't getting everything what he deserved, right? I remember one
Mm,
concert what I saw on YouTube. I'm like, yo, these guys are all up on the stage and everything. And this guy's just
mm,
sitting down and he's just bopping in headlights. So not participating. You know what I mean?
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So
So like, so like, if you were to, if I was to ask you, if I was to ask you your top five of the Wu Tang, who would it be?
top five? Okay. Well, I would have to say, well, it doesn't go in any order, but I would have to say, there's RZA, ODB, there would, and then after there's Ray, and then there's Ghostface, and then after you got Meth, I guess. Yeah.
So do you expect a new album from them coming soon? Do you think there's going to be a new one coming soon? They've been on tour with Nas recently. They just wrapped
To
it
be
up,
honest
wrapped
with
it up.
you, they don't have nothing to prove anymore. They don't have nothing to prove anymore. They've done everything they've done. It's like, what is there more to do? Like, the only thing they could do now is Protege.
Well, they
That's
kind
all
of
I.
done that.
That's
Didn't they
all
have
I
like,
can say. Just continue on Protege. That's it.
didn't they have Killer Priest? They had a Killer
No,
Army. They had a couple
what I'm
people.
saying, like a new gen of Wu Tang, like this, like you see this new generation. What's going on now? Have a new gen of Wu
But
Tang.
I think that's going on with ODB's son, and I think Method Man's son is getting into music too.
Yeah, that's. But you
They're
see what I'm
working with
saying,
each
though.
other.
You get
Yeah.
what I mean? Like start a new trend of Wu Tang. Like
You know what?
let the
I
saga
think
continue.
I think it is happening. There's at least three of them from the Wu Tang Sons. They're all together. I think they're putting something together. I swear I've seen that. Like it's Method Man's son, it's ODB, and I forgot the other one. Who's the other one son or something like that. But they're doing something.
I
They're
just
doing
say,
something.
let's just continue on and then continue on strong. You get what I mean? Like that's the way I'm looking at it. Just protege to this new environment, this new sound, and adapt to it. You know what I'm saying? Like they already proved what they done already. They don't have to prove nothing more. They just have to prove, say, yo, the next generation could take it on. And now that let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. They didn't have anybody. They had only each other, right? So now the new generation has them. Do you get what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is this. It's like this, Sean, like the martial arts, all right? If each one of them take on a pupil, a student, do you get what I mean? To form a new Wu-Tang. You get what I mean? This one chills with this one chills with this one. Do you get what I try to say?
I think that's what they're kind of doing with the
And
Sons.
then after that, you put them all together in the place. No, same way again. You get what I mean?
But like I said, I think they're doing that with their sons right now. There's like three of them.
Because now, if they could read, it's like sports. If they could redo it again,
They
but
can't.
this
They
time,
need,
with knowledge and with
yeah.
with inspiration and teaching, because they
Mm,
already done it. You get what I mean? You
yeah.
get what I'm saying? If
But
they
they're
do
like,
that, if
but
they
I'm
could
saying
do
they're
that,
doing that.
legacy will continue.
No, but they are doing that. You didn't hear me. I said there's like three of them.
Yeah, but it still takes time.
They're young now. How long they're gonna wait?
Still takes time.
ODB son is in his 20s, mid 20s.
Yeah, but the problem is, you see, you put them together. It's not like them grew up with one another.
Who?
You get what
Who?
I'm trying to
No,
say?
no, they did grow up with each other. They did grow up with each other. A lot of the Wu Tangs that close, the kids all grew up with each other, guy. Like I
That's
think
good.
ODB and son and Method Man son grew up with each other
You
around
need more.
each other. I think there's more of them.
If you're gonna form a new Wu, you have to get whoever inclined.
You're right. You're right. I just know I heard it. I seen
That's
something
all I have
like
to say.
I seen something on one of the stuff.
I'm
Like
just saying it would be nice if it'd be just like the martial arts. Each one of them are their own teacher of their master of their own art, and they start doing that. You get what
Nowadays,
I
people
mean?
don't even want to do groups. You know how it is. People don't want to do groups. But yo,
Yeah, but the
we're gonna
thing
be
is,
out soon though.
yeah, but the thing is, as
Mm,
individuals, still, you still do it as individuals, but you don't have to be coming out as a group all the time.
that's true. That's
You
true.
understand what I'm
That's how
saying?
a lot of these guys go. Like, I'm gonna be out of this group soon though. If they ain't getting their money, guy. If they ain't getting their money,
Yeah,
they're
but
gonna
how
be
about
out
this?
the
How
group.
about this? How about this? You come up as individuals, right? You come up with a group album,
Mm,
right? And then after you make everyone want to go, yo, we need another group out. No, but y'all coming up with individual shit, right? But meanwhile, they don't know you're coming up with the next group
mm,
album. Do you get what I'm saying?
mm.
You have to make the people hunger for you.
Yo, you remember that album? What they put out for a couple $1 million? A millionaire bought it. You remember that? And they never opened it up and shit. You heard about that? That you watched that part?
Yeah.
You know about that whole business? What's going on with that?
What's going on with that now?
The guy bought the album, and after then, RZA's the guy who was involved in that whole deal. And after then, he got some producer. Not they got some producer later on to redo certain tracks where the Wu-Tang never really authorized. They didn't authorize for certain tracks to be. They're like kind of tricked in that album. You get what I mean? They're tricked. RZA was like, respect to RZA, but RZA was in some mix up with that album, kind of being like sold to the billionaire guy. So you get what I mean? It's like you'd have to look it up. It's good to watch the documentary. Watch the documentary, not just the Netflix thing. Yo, check out the documentary, the Mass Appeal documentary with Nas. Yo, trust me. So
Mm.
it's interesting when you watch both of them. It's really interesting and stuff. So what you want next to see from the Wu-Tang? Because so far they just been touring. I'm hoping for a new album to come out.
It would be nice to have one more album.
One more album. So you're giving them a rest that they could take a break.
Well,
They have nothing to
I'm
prove.
gonna say this: you want good quality, or do you want just? Do you get what I'm saying? I'd
Yeah.
rather good quality. Good quality means that yo, my boy is working on some ill fucking beats, right,
Mm,
for the album, and they're working on their lyrical structure with it.
mm,
You get what I mean? So that means say, yo, it's gonna take some time. An album like that, it's not gonna like just be in overnight.
mm. You're right. You're right.
You get what I'm saying? Like
So
it can't be like that. No.
yeah, man. Like this is a group what lasts all through the time. It's ageless. Their music is ageless. It's quality. This is a definition of hip hop. Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang's influential. Wu-Tang's for the kids. You see how they put it? Yo, even with like you would say with cartoons. It's all in cartoons now probably. Boondocks. It's in movie soundtracks. It's like the Wu-Tang music from 1993 is still playing right now, and it will still be
Even on
popping.
certain movies and certain series, they play certain
Luke
Wu-Tang
Cage,
tracks. Yeah.
Luke
Yep.
Cage, a
Certain
lot of
Wu-Tang tracks are playing on certain movies and TV shows.
superhero shows,
Like
like
I
even
said,
that. Hmm. So that's to show you what kind of artist Wu-Tang is. They don't care about the trends, what's going on now. They set the trend. Wu-Tang sets the trend. You don't. You could still wear something Wu-Tang from '93, still looks good. So that's to show you
right?
that they're ahead of time, the Wu-Tang.
Exactly.
But yo, people, this was the Wu-Tang series. We're probably gonna have a part 2 of this because the Wu-Tang is very, legendary and they're big. It's like a Bible.
Legendary. They're stamped to the hip hop game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Straight up, you all know the name. The W's all over the world, man.
mm.
Straight. You don't know.
Yeah, man.
Wutang Clan
I
forever.
listen. The best thing is to watch the documentary to find out about even like that album, one of the unreleased album. Just watch that documentary
Yeah.
because what I found out is a billionaire. I don't know what he owns, but some billionaire who owns a lot of shit purchased that album, and after then there's some type of mix up with RZA and the production of the album wasn't done it wasn't done right. Not everybody agreed with it. They weren't in the same room. They didn't record it in the same studio. Nothing like that. But anyways, though, this is the Down to Earth podcast series, hip hop series. Yo, subscribe to us. Ask us which artists you want us to, cover, like hip hop artists so far.
Don't know.
Like, probably might do Nas next, Biggie next, could be Outkast next, whoever, man. Just DM us and we'll
man, just keep in tune, and stay tuned, you know what I mean? Straight up. Subscribe, EQ TV. You don't know. This is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide. What?
And Shammai, your host of the Down to Earth podcast.
All right, then.
Check
Have
it
a
out.
good night. We signing out.